Hey everybody, this is Jason Klein from LeanBodyMovement.com, and it is a great day for an interview, and I hope you're ready for this one. And today I've got on the phone with me Cameron M. from Winnipeg in Canada, of all places. And you know that I've been interviewing a lot of people, a lot of top fitness professionals, literally I can say throughout the whole world now, with Australia, California, all these places. So today I've got on the phone with Cameron. He's a fitness specialist, and he's been known in Winnipeg, especially for one big thing that he's kind of revolutionized his local area with, and that's called Boom Body Shaping, and that's his personal training studio. And he's getting a lot of great results around these. He's causing a huge stir over in his area, his neck of the woods, and he has got a brand new program that anyone, anywhere can use. Isn't that right, Cameron? Anyone can use this wherever they are in the world?
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of the whole direction I wanted to go with this, is just kind of wrapping up everything I do with my clients at Boom Body Shaping and kind of make it accessible for anyone over the world.
Cool. And that's what I like about being in this industry, and that's why I call it the coolest and most blessing of an industry to be in, because you can take the success of what you've had with your literally hundreds of your clients that you've had and bring that online and offer your system to anyone, anywhere. And so time is really not an excuse for a lot of us anymore. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to talk about his product here in a little while, but first I want to learn a little bit more about Boom Body Shaping, your business, your personal training studio out in Winnipeg. So if you would, just go ahead, Cameron, and give us a little bit about your story and how you first got into the fitness industry and how things came about with Boom and all that stuff.
Yeah, sure. So basically I grew up in a small town just outside of Winnipeg here in Manitoba, and always been kind of active and into fitness, and really was fascinated with the body and kind of the muscles and bones and anatomy and all that sort of stuff, even from a very young age. And so I ended up going to university in a little bit south of here in North Dakota, just at a small university, and graduated from there with an exercise science degree, with a bachelor degree in exercise science. Came home from that after graduating and didn't really know what the hell to do with a Bachelor of Exercise Science degree, and neither did my parents, so they were wondering what I was going to do with my life. But I decided to take off and work on a cruise ship for a year, and so I did that for a whole year, kind of traveling around on the ship and as a youth activity director, and came back after that year, still no clue what to do with this degree, and decided I was going to go to grad school. And so I was making some moves to get into the occupational therapy program, the master's program here in Winnipeg. Didn't really like where that was going, so moved out of there and started making some moves to go into the Masters of Exercise Physiology, and that I really liked. I got really into that for a while, and into the master's program there, but as things went on, I just kind of saw the path leading towards a life of research and being in the lab all the time and doing tests and kind of very secluded in that laboratory setting, and I just didn't think that was for me. So I didn't want to be in that research setting for the rest of my life. So I wanted to be out and helping people and doing stuff and actually working with people, not with experiments and tests and stuff. So I left that program and went and got a job as a personal trainer at just a big box gym here in Winnipeg, and just started working with clients as I tried to figure out what my next move was going to be. I didn't really think it was going to be a long-term thing for me, but as I started working with clients and working with everything from fat loss to busy executive people to athletes to you name it, I probably worked with the demographic here, and I worked with a couple hundred clients over the first year and a bit that I was doing that at that big box gym, and but as that went on, kind of realized that I was way more qualified than anyone else that was working there. So I left that and went to work with this other personal trainer who owned a private studio here in Winnipeg, and worked with him for about 3 years. and did everything with him from, big 40-person boot camps to huge corporate wellness programs for some massive companies here in Winnipeg, to, one-on-one personal training to athlete development and everything in between. So, and as I was working with him, I really liked working with the people that needed to lose a lot of weight. I really enjoyed that. I loved working with those people who maybe have struggled with the weight for a long time, and losing this weight was going to be life-changing for them. And they were doing this because they needed to have a better life, and they wanted a better life, and they wanted to be more active and be able to do things as simple as, walking up the stairs to their apartment or something without being winded, or be able to go on hikes with their family or friends or something like that. So that's what I really like working with, and so I was kind of drawn into working with those people, and so I left that other company I was working for, and decided that there was a real there's a real need for a studio in Winnipeg that was a little bit higher end, gave a very personalized experience, and really gave everything, a very comprehensive approach, handled everything from nutrition to training to mindset strategies to lifestyle coaching, and all of that wrapped into a little package for people, so they could come in and have all of their needs covered and be able to really transform their bodies and change their lives. And so that's what I did. I opened Boom Body Shaping Studio about 3 years ago here in Winnipeg. It's just a small kind of boutique type studio, and we work with mainly people that need to lose a lot of weight. So anything, people that need to lose 20 or 25 pounds, or maybe people that need to lose 50, 60, or over 100 pounds. We've had a few people that have now lost over 100 pounds with us at our studio here. So we've had some pretty good success. So I would say I grew up always into fitness and everything, so I don't have the kind of, being overweight as a kid and then losing all this weight and getting into the industry, but which is a really good story, and I wish I had that, but I don't. But what I do have is all these success stories and working with, thousands of clients now over the last 7 or 8 years, and all the success stories that have come along with that, and helping people lose, tens of thousands of pounds probably over the last few years. So yeah, that's what we do at Boom Body Shaping, and yeah, we handle everything from the training to the nutrition to lifestyle coaching and everything that our clients need to get the best results they can possibly have in a very personalized setting. You're always with a coach and have everything handled for you. So that's Boom.
Well, dang. Well, that's really awesome, dude. That's really impressive too, because you mentioned your particular story, and a lot of maybe the standard story that we hear nowadays is, well, Joe he turned his life around one day, and he was 100 pounds overweight, and now he's ripped and helping other people out. But one thing that I also like to see is, and we kind of share the similar story, is we kind of were inspired at a very young age internally, and I think that's another cool transformation. So great job there. Also, awesome work with Boom. It's impressive on me from the outside looking in. I can't imagine actually going up and visiting. So that's really great. You mentioned North Dakota, right?
Yeah. I went to school at a small school in North Dakota, which is just about 4 hours south of where I'm at right now in Winnipeg.
Okay. And what school is that, per se?
That was Valley City State. So it's
okay.
It's a small school. It's kind of right in the middle of North Dakota, and I went there because I was actually supposed to play basketball down there on their university team down there, but ended up not doing it because I wanted to focus more on school and got more into that. So kind of dropped the basketball thing.
Okay, cool. Well, the only reason I bring that up is because I'm just in South Dakota, so not too far away. But that's where I'm at now, but a lot of people know me as the traveling dude, so I'll be in a different state almost every other week. So but yeah, that's just me though, but that's cool, man. That's awesome that you got a lot of experience there, and that just goes to show how serious and passionate you are about the field. So now that we kind of covered the story and you're in Boom and all that stuff, which if you haven't checked Boom Body Shaping out, you can probably just Google it, right?
Yeah, you can just Google Boom Body Shaping, or you can go to boombodyshapingstudio.com, and that's the website for the business.
Sweet. Sounds good, man. We'll definitely need to check that one out. So, if you don't mind, let's go into and start talking about the your Extreme Fat Loss Blueprint. And if you would, just go ahead and tell us a little bit about the program. Obviously, it's going to be centered around what you've done with Boom. But if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and talk a little bit about kind of the system that it utilizes and how clients have already technically done really well with the program.
Yeah, sure. So basically what I did, what I wanted to do when I created this program was I wanted to essentially take everything that I do with my clients at the studio and with my in-person clients and just wrap it up in a nice little ball and have it available online for people. And I wanted to do it in such a way that they would still get the same very, very high-quality service and very, very high-quality programming and product and coaching that I do with my in-person clients. So that was the whole mindset going into this, creating this Extreme Fat Loss Blueprint program. I wanted it to be exactly like as if you were sitting down with me in person at my studio, and right from day one till you've lost however much weight you want to lose, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever. But I wanted that same experience. So that's what I did, and I started out with. The program's broken up into 3 components. So we have the Transformation Academy component, which is essentially everything I tell my clients at the studio, everything from supplementation advice to nutrition advice to mindset techniques and strategies to some lifestyle transformation tips and training strategies. Everything that I tell people in consultations and in sessions is I put together in 5 video coaching modules. And they're about 30 minutes long each, and very easy to watch. It just I give everything that I do with my clients and tell my clients right there in those 5 video coaching modules, and that's something that I kind of saw was missing in a lot of programs, especially ones kind of tailored towards the fat loss type people. There's a lot of great programming and a lot of great nutrition stuff, but everything in between is kind of missed sometimes. So I wanted to give all that information in such a way that it was easy to consume and easy to digest. So I did, and I recorded all those video coaching modules and put them into the members area. And then there's the actual training program. So just as if you were a client with me at the studio, our clients go through some strength training workouts, and they go through some metabolic workouts. So it's a combination of strength training, your typical reps and sets and that sort of stuff, and metabolic training. So things like circuits or density workouts or complexes, things like that. And we can talk about that maybe a little bit more too if you want. But the whole training program is made up of those two types of workouts, and very well structured and very progressive. So my clients with me, they go through phases. So I'll design 3 to 4 phases of their program, and each phase builds on the strengths that they made in the previous phase. So if we were doing, for instance, in the first phase, we do sets of 15 reps of certain exercises. So we work on a little bit more endurance and things like that, and get you used to lifting some weight and get you going in some muscular endurance. And then in the next phase, we drop the reps down a little bit lower and load you up with some heavier weight and drop the reps down to 10 reps. So then now we're doing sets of 10. So we're working a little bit more on the strength, a little bit more on the hypertrophy side of things, but still building on that endurance that we made in the first phase. So and then each phase kind of builds on the next one as we go through the whole training program. And then metabolic programs are the same thing. So we include anything from circuits and density workouts and complexes and everything in between. So we give a real variety of the style of workouts that you're doing, so you're never really bored with anything. And each phase is about 4 to 6 weeks. So again, you're never bored. You're always doing something different, and you're always progressing and moving forward. And that's the key thing too. And that's also something that I kind of saw was maybe lacking a little bit in a lot of programs too out there. And there's not really, some programs have it, but there's not really a lot of of progression between phases. It's a lot of 4-week programs and 8-week programs, but there's not a lot of progression past that point. So I wanted to give, just like I give my clients, I wanted to give everyone in this Extreme Fat Loss Blueprint that same progressive program design to keep people moving forward, not hitting plateaus, and keep people interested all the way through. So that's kind of the training program. And then the nutrition. So obviously nutrition is key to anything. I mean, you talk to any fitness person, nutrition is key for any type of goal, whether it's muscle building or fat loss. So dealing with fat loss, nutrition is even more vital because you cannot out-train a bad diet. And that's been shown numerous times online. And it's true. You can't out-train a bad diet. So I really try to focus on diet with my clients in such a way that it's easy to understand, easy for them to implement, and easy to follow so that they don't fall off and they can still eat the foods that they like to eat. So the nutrition program is made up of 11 guidelines, and they're very easy guidelines to follow. It's things like, one of them is make sure you get protein every meal. So make sure you're getting a good solid protein source like some chicken or beef, turkey, whatever. And the next one is, make sure you're getting vegetables at every meal. So just load up on your vegetables, differentiating between healthy fats and bad fats, having a recovery shake, things like that. It's very easy to follow, easy to consume, and easy to implement into your life. And that's the exact same nutrition program that I use with every single one of my clients at Boom Body Shaping, and which has led to them getting phenomenal results for the ones that actually do what I tell them to. So
perfect.
That's kind of the program in a nutshell.
Sweet. Well, you hit on the definitely two top things on my mind, and from the workouts with a lot of variety, this pretty much seems like anti-boring is what the workouts seem like. Anything but boring.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
On what I was thinking about when you're talking about the exercise rationale in the workouts was, normally you think of one word when you look or you're watching a commercial or you're hearing about a workout program, and either it's something like fat loss, muscle building, bulking, whatever. But really, it's kind of coincidental because we're talking about Boom Body Shaping. The only thing that I could think about is body shaping. It seems like there's a real technique and a method and something that's research proven here. So that's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
At least people can know that they're using something that's research proven.
Absolutely.
And then the nutrition as well. So that's awesome stuff, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, everything from the program design to the nutrition stuff is all 100% proven, and I mean, I learned from the best. I mean, I can't take credit for coming up with everything on my own. I mean, I've learned program design techniques from some of the best program design people in the world. Some of people like Craig Rasmussen and Mike Wench over in California at Results Fitness, and and then reading for nutrition stuff, influenced pretty heavily by Precision Nutrition, and I modified some of their stuff to fit my clientele a little bit more effectively. But I mean, a lot of this stuff is I've learned from people like that, people at the top of the industry. So it's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah, anyone that learns from Doc Berardi knows his stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
To say the least. So let's do one more thing, because we talked about the workouts, and I had a specific question on your macronutrient. Was it macronutrient cycling? What was the term?
Yeah, I call it macro syncing. Just kind of
cool.
I came up with. But
Sweet.
I call it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, kind of the main goal there is to time your nutrients, kind of what you mentioned before, just time them properly, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. And this is another thing that I picked up from Precision Nutrition too, is especially when it comes to carbohydrates and timing those carbohydrates in such a way that your body can use them effectively. So I always tell my clients to if you're going to have the kind of more starchy, heavier carbohydrates, so things like oatmeal or oats or rice or quinoa, potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, things like that. If you're going to have things like that, then either keep those foods for breakfast when you first wake up in the morning or the first meal post-workout. And that's when your body can really effectively use those carbohydrates for replenishing the glycogen stores and recovering the body after your hard workout. So that's when I tell clients to eat that stuff. But even then, I always tell people too, it's not absolutely necessary, but if you do feel like you need to have those, especially when you're trying to lose a lot of weight, I really try to get people to limit those types of foods anyways when they have a lot of weight to lose. But if you really, I find a lot of people really feel like they need those types of foods and they have this psychological desire for them. So I tell them, look, if you feel like you need them, then here's when you can have them. Work out first, have a really hard workout, come for your strength training, come for your metabolic training, whatever you're doing, and then you can have those foods. Because then at least your body's using them effectively and using them for something good rather than just storing as fat or, filling up your glycogen stores and then overflowing into fat storage. So
perfect.
And that's been pretty powerful for us with our clients. So
absolutely. One of the most foundational, and as far as biomechanics and exercise phys, that's one of the most basics, but also one of the most powerful things to know as a client. So, perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you teach a lot of those methods and strategies for that, which is awesome. So, that's awesome, dude. So, that's all I had as far as my particular questions. And first of all, before I forget, where can we find this Extreme Fat Loss Blueprint at?
Yeah, so Extreme Fat Loss Blueprint, you can go to extremefatlossblueprint.com, or I'll send you a link actually, because I'm going to hook up your viewers with a heavy discounted rate for you guys. So I'll send you a link for that and give your readers a bit more of a discount than what is there right now. It's up. The regular price of it is $97, and even then is a huge value for that price. But my clients at my studio pay anywhere from $400 to $600 a month for the same type of stuff that I'm giving away in this Extreme Fat Loss Blueprint. So even at $97 is a huge value. But I have been selling it for $47. I put it down to $47 for my readers, and for you guys, I'll send you a link and I'll give you a little bit more of a discount off of that even too. So give you guys some good value for what you're getting.
Perfect. And by the way, I looked at it. I went through the entire product, and there's a lot of amazing strategies. The whole product is done for you. It's just very nicely laid out, and you can also, don't forget to mention that you can access it anywhere with an internet connection. So, and then you can download the product. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's one of the things too is that I really want to do too is make it accessible. So all the videos, it's all video format, right? So everything's video format or PDF, but most of it is video, and all of the videos you can watch on a smartphone or tablet or whatever type of device you have out there. It's all accessible for you, and it's all formatted properly, so you can watch it on pretty much anything. So no excuses.
Absolutely, and that's what I like about it. No excuses at all. So that's awesome, man. Well, thanks again for being on the phone with me. It means a lot to me to have you on the interview today, on the call. And thanks again for the opportunity, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So that will conclude it for us. And once again, hopefully there'll be a form below this video. If you have any questions for Cameron or myself, feel free to post below. And once again, there's a link below. There will be a link below, too. They'll take you to the Extreme Fat Loss Blueprint. And that will conclude it for us, everybody. That is Lewis Cameron over in Canada. Great personal trainer over there at Boom Body Shaping. And I'm going to sign off. This is Jason Klein with leanbodymovement.com. We'll talk to you later, guys.